Let's launch, people.
Yeah. So, and for those of you guys that pop in and you're here, I mean, it shows that my mic is peaking, but I I was so low last week that I turned it up just slightly. So let me
I
know if
didn't fucking
we
bring
don't.
one. I didn't fucking. Oh wait, I could do it. Wait, I can do it.
See, I told you it was at 10%. Now it's at 1%. It's got to be the cold
Yes, I
weather.
would.
It's got
But
to be
that's
the cold
gotta
weather.
that. But yeah, but that's what my tablet does. My tablet will do that from time to time. Like I remember, like seriously, just the other night it did the exact same thing. I was like, I watched it click down. It was at 22%. It went to 20, and I watched it go 19, 18, 7, like in that, like that fast. 19, 18, 7. I was like, the hell's going on? At
Yeah,
12, I was like, I better plug this fucking thing in. And then by the time I plugged it in, it was at 6. I was like, what the hell? But it was
yeah,
inside. It wasn't even cold.
yeah. Once I got it in the cold up here, it like dropped from 20 to nothing like real quick, and that's like the fastest I've ever seen this battery like deplete.
Well,
So
you know what they
screw it.
say though. Seriously, you know what they say, people. You might have heard what they say. Batteries are actually supposed to perform better in cold. Not car batteries, mind you. That's a little different. But batteries are supposed to be better in cold and worse in warm. Warm's supposed to bleed them worse than cold weather.
Well,
That's why they always used to
it's
tell you
probably
as a wives'
that I
tale.
beat it up in the cold or beat it up in the heat, and now that it's in the cold, it can't perform.
Well, yeah, because your battery's nestled in a place in the phone where it routinely gets up to 120 degrees, and now it's at 0. So yeah, there's quite a stark difference. So yeah, you're probably right. It's probably getting a little bit,
Yeah,
conflicting
and
and
with it
shit.
being an iPhone, do they make it notorious for not being able to actually open the stinking thing up easily? Yeah, I freaking hate
Yeah.
them.
Well, I also make it notorious for getting to that one point where it's like, no matter what you do, we're going to make you buy a new phone because we're going to do something to make it obsolete. We're either going to
Well, and that's
fill
the
you up
thing.
with crapware or we're going to make the battery die. Because seriously, Apple does that shit.
Yeah,
I think. I think. I
I'm
think.
almost positive they do because they stop, they stop, and Androids might be this way too, and I think
They
they
might
are.
be.
But as far as the updates to the iOS, and they stop supporting them, does Android do that as well? Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
been so long since I've had one, like I haven't paid attention. But I mean, I think Apple does it faster and more often because my phone is the 7. It's not, and yeah, they're on the 13, so like they're gonna get ready to come out with the 14. So
Right. Right.
like, okay, yeah, it's 7 models old, but still, like, it's. I only
Your
bought
mic
it
sound.
four
Your
years
mic
ago.
sounds
I
good.
bought it 4 years ago when the 10 had just come out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
like it's only 4 years old.
I know it's not even that old.
And yes, okay, so
Modular wise, it's old, but
it's not 4 years old in the sense of like that's when the first one came out, like the first iPhone 7. No, okay, it was already 3 years old at that point when I bought it, but it was a brand new phone. That's what I'm saying. Like it was a brand new iPhone 7 when the 10s came out. I bought it at a super discount because I haggled with Apple and they didn't want to sell it to me. Um, so I just said, well, I'll just walk out. I mean, if you're not going to sell it to me, I'll just walk out. And then they were like, well, let me go talk to my manager. And then of course they went and got the manager, and the manager came out and said, "No, I can't do this. It's a $500 phone." I'm like, "No, it's not. The iPhone 10, you're selling for like $700, $800. Like, no, I'm not paying just barely like a fraction of that, you know,
yeah.
for a 3-year-old phone."
Yeah. Right.
And they
Right.
were like, "Well, it's brand new." I'm like, "Yeah, no, but that's not the point. It's 3 models old. It doesn't have the newest technology. So, and nobody's coming in here to buy this except for me." Because nobody in the store wants this phone. You could barely give it away at that point. And he was like, "Well, I'm like, you have if you have more than one, I'm sure that you would like to sell them because you're just sitting on inventory." And he was like,
Yeah.
well, how much were you? I'm not spending more than 350. I'm not. He's like, "Give me a minute." And he goes in the back, comes back like 5 minutes later. He's like, "Yeah, I can do it." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, because it didn't cost you $350. Stupid managers." Stupid Apple. And the only reason why I bought the iPhone is because at the time I was going into IT and they used iPhones for work and I didn't know how to use one. I didn't know how they operated. I didn't know how to, troubleshoot them or anything. So I bought one and then used it for personal use and kind of figured it out before I went and got my work iPhone. That was the only reason I switched from Android. But anyways, that's our rant, which we didn't even put on there. So yeah, but
Oh yeah, here we go.
what we probably should do is do like a 20-minute intro,
You
and
said this
then
before we started this crap. You said like we got to do like a. All right, we need to do a setup where it's not like
well,
we talked about before we
yeah,
kind
and
of
I've
went
been
on pause
talking
because of
about
injury and COVID.
yeah, but the thing is, like I've been talking, like I've been looking and watching like the ESPN and all this stuff, and like how they have their stuff. Yes, they have people behind the scenes that do nothing but like set everything up and then get everything ready and then you know what I'm saying, and then push all the buttons and change all the titles and move the stuff and do the clocks and do this and do that and do the sounds, and it's not the people on the show that are doing that.
Yeah,
So okay, cool, I get that, but the problem is we're not ESPN, so I need to freaking figure out a way. I want hotkeys, but my damn keyboard ain't set up like that, and I don't want to use my keyboard for the hotkeys because I'm gonna end up jacking something up.
get the
And
second keyboard, dude. Like I said, at
but
least use
it
the
doesn't
second
matter
keyboard.
because even if you get a second keyboard, it's still the same button triggers it. So
Well, yeah, but
a one on the 10 key will trigger it on both keyboards. So it doesn't matter. Like that's what drives
yeah,
me
but
nuts.
why no? But you got to slave it to something else so that it doesn't do that. You could, isn't there? There's a way. I
I don't
read
know
about
if
it a long
I
time
don't
ago.
know if
You gotta
OBS does that.
you could daisy chain this shit so that it doesn't like the second keyboard that you because people do this crap all the time. So I know that doesn't like the second keyboard doesn't activate like the same way.
Well,
I don't know how
normally
they do it, but
they get like a blank 10 key setup that doesn't like trigger numbers and it's just like blank, and then they just program and like write something on it or whatever, or put a little piece of paper with a little tape on it to say this does this. Like
yeah,
that's what they do. It's kind of cheesy in my point. Like I don't want to do all that work. I'd re- it's not that much work, but it's a pain in the butt. The
yeah.
downside is like to get something that doesn't do that, that has all these nice features, costs a little bit more money. So I mean that's what I'm gonna end up getting anyway. So I just got to get through these next. I got to get through the winter because that's where like my budget's like low right now. Well, it's not low, but it's low. My spending budget's low.
Like you got to buy wood.
I mean, I got tournaments coming up in hotels and like I'm
Oh,
trying
good
to.
lord.
Yeah, I do. I signed up for the state tournament, so like it's not super expensive, but I've got another tournament I'm going to in March. That one's cheap and it's a day tournament, so I don't have to like. It's like an hour away, so it's not that bad. But still, like I'm trying to fill out this competitiveness, see if I'm gonna take it to the next level or not, because I really
I
want to.
think I why like fucking why?
Because man, I'm just damn it.
Because why? That's the reason. Why?
Because
Why? What is it
why?
gonna get you?
Why?
What
It's
is it gonna get you?
not having to work from home and oh, I don't have to work from home and I can.
The dude just said, "I can't wait to work from home." He doesn't want to work from home.
Well, yeah, it's not that I don't want to work from home. It's just that sometimes I just want to. Sometimes I just want to bowl for a living, man. I mean, that would be nice. Just,
Okay,
just
whatever.
bowl for a living. Because it's not even that hard. Like the problem is that it's not that hard for me. Like I'm just good at
I,
it.
I want to blow lint balls across the floor for a living, but I mean,
That's not a
Jesus.
professional sport, damn it.
Neither is bowling.
Yes, it is. They have professionals.
Yeah, you win like $25,000 as grand prize. That's a pretty big bonus.
Hey, I
Jesus
don't
Christ,
care,
dude.
man. It's not about the sponsors is what pay you.
What sponsors, dude? Like seriously,
Man,
everything that
Ebonite or
those guys,
Hammer or
everything that
freaking
those guys wear
Storm
on
and
their uniforms
Radical.
is only freaking important to other bowlers, all 12 of them. I mean,
There's more.
my God, dude. You're not
There's more
talking
than
about the
12.
millions of people that watch football. You're talking about the 12 people who watch bowling.
Oh,
And they're
maybe
all in
12.
this state.
No. Well, yeah, they are now because I'm here.
Like, oh my God, dude. Don't be
Ah,
so fucking snowed by the bureaucracy. Stop getting off the bowling teat, man. Jesus Christ. It's
man,
just bowling.
but I wanted to do this
You're
before.
you're just a step away from an accordion band, man.
No, I'm a one-man band.
And we're gonna have to go watch you in a bar somewhere with a bunch of other guys who are like, "Hey, man,
They
bring
don't
out the
bowl the.
lady and the snake."
They don't bring. They don't do that. No, some of them are like really nice, fancy bowling alleys, though. And they
Sure, of
go to
course
and
they
they go to
are.
Vegas every year, just about.
Well, everybody goes to Vegas every year. I mean,
No,
seriously,
because I don't go to
isn't that where
Vegas
the
every year.
final? Isn't the finals for like everything in Vegas now? I mean,
Just
seriously.
about. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So,
But
like,
they
who the
but they
fuck
pay
doesn't go
for
to
all that.
Vegas?
They pay for all that once you get to that level.
I get it, but still, that's not my point. My point is, you could be a darting guy. You're still going to go to Vegas for the finals. It doesn't matter what you do. Vegas is the finals for everything.
Yeah. Don't they have the finals for cornhole too?
Yeah, they do.
I thought about doing that professionally too, because that's some funny shit.
That doesn't exist. I don't understand where the hell they get that fucking shit from. But let me tell you, there is no such thing as professional cornholing.
Yeah, there
Unless
is.
you, yeah,
It's
but it's in prisons.
it's the American Cornhole League.
Oh my God. Please let me go back to this time last year when the only thing ESPN showed was cornhole 24/7 because nothing else was playing shit.
Because nobody
God,
was doing
dude.
anything. Cornhole was still there, rocking and rolling. It was
Oh,
great.
dude.
It was great. Ah,
Uh,
that's what we're doing. Cornhole.
I hate
All
I
right.
hate the fact that they came up with that name.
I
That's
know,
all.
because cornhole is the best name ever.
I'm pretty sure that's what they do. Is if a couple of drunk guys sat down, came up with that name, it's like, let's see if we can get a whole bunch of people to say this on TV. And sure enough, here we are. Those guys are just laughing
Oh,
their ass off.
what's that? There's a new sport. I should say a new sport, but it's a new.
What, penis rubbing? What's it going to be even worse?
No, it's pretty stinking close. What's this stinking thing called? It's the one where they have the bouncy. Uh, it's almost like a little trampoline, but there's like four people, and you have to hit this stupid ball off the damn
Oh
trampoline.
yeah, I saw that shit once. I
Spike
saw that shit
ball,
once.
spike ball is what it is. I think, man, that's some funny shit too. And they're already professionals doing that.
Well, yeah, because if you anybody can come up with a game, they're gonna not only are they gonna come up with professionals, quote unquote, and then they're going to come up with Spikeball Weekly, the magazine, and perhaps a channel. But like this, because everybody feels the need to verify themselves, and that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Is
And
like
what's
pickleball.
that?
Pickleball isn't pickleball out there yet. I mean,
Is
good God,
pickleball? Is that the one with the wiffle ball and the?
that's the one taking over my goddamn tennis courts. Get those fuckers off my courts.
No.
God,
Oh, yeah. They started doing that. But what's that one with the wiffle ball?
I don't know what the hell
That
it's
that
called. Although
that
I
that
thought pickleball used it. I thought pickleball used the wiffle ball.
which one is it? The that
I
does
know
that
I'm never
crazy
going to
curve
find out.
ball with the stick. They throw that crazy wiffle ball and they hit it with that thin stick. Is that pickleball or I thought pickleball was like similar to tennis though.
It is. It's like a tennis racket. I don't know what the hell that is, but you're right. No, I recognize it by what you're saying,
Yeah,
but I
like
don't know what
what
the
the
hell that is.
uh fucking I can't fucking type with these mittens on.
Still wearing mittens, bro. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Is it really
Get your,
just? Isn't
just
it like
pull the fucking
wiffle?
trigger and buy two heaters, man.
Yeah, isn't it really? Yeah, I think it is really just wiffle ball.
Well, I mean, yeah, wiffle ball is basically baseball with a wiffle ball. I mean, that shit does
Yeah,
happen.
and then
Yeah.
they have that little they have that little strike box behind them that they have to hit with the ball, and as long
Yeah.
as it hits it, it's a strike.
Hmm. All right. Well, there you go. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, sure.
yeah, no, it's really what it is. MLW wiffle ball.
Major League Wiffle.
Yeah, Major
See,
League Wiffle.
see, even that's professional. Man, America sucks. Don't ever come here because we're a bunch of stupid assholes. And I mean that with all the love to my fellow Americans, but seriously, y'all a bunch of stupid motherfuckers that talk about here cornholing and
So,
professional
ML,
bowling. I mean, my
MLW
God.
Wiffle Ball is the world's most popular professional wiffle ball league in in the world with over 290,000 subscribers, 41 million views on YouTube, as well as 110,000 Instagram followers and 400,000 TikTok followers.
Yeah, because they half of them, actually three-quarters of them, probably think it's a joke.
Yeah, it says our league was built no different than you and your neighborhood friends league. Yeah, no joke. That's because they got together and said, you know what, let's try to make some money.
Hey, I don't. Did you catch me earlier? I said your mic sounds pretty good today. So far,
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. So,
and that's good.
all right.
Wiffle
Well,
ball.
I'm not
Goddamn.
gonna.
We're ranting right through this building phase, and we're gonna build something, folks. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
know.
what the
Yeah, I
countdown's
know.
for. We
Because
we really don't build during the countdown. We wait till the countdown's
no,
over and then do something because
we're gonna work. We're gonna work on that in that. But right now, yeah, we're like, okay, yeah, the building will just recycle to the 20 minutes, and then we're gonna get to the building. But right now, we're talking about the stupidity that is American
sports.
sports, and I use the term
Oh
loosely
yeah,
because
and
basically it
see,
is.
yeah, because they have the what is that? The lumberjacks, the like the steel lumberjack, where they cut all the stinking wood with the chainsaws. Like
the
that's
professional
yeah,
the
yeah.
professional curling league.
Hey, curling is tough, man. Don't hate on curling. It's
Yeah,
cold
dude,
and it's tough.
lumberjacking is fucking tough. I mean, come on, man.
Strongman is tough. I don't know what you're talking about. Strongman
I mean,
is tough.
there's a real like sometimes certain sports use the term sports loosely for certain sports that you probably shouldn't. And athletes is kind of loose. I mean, there should be another name for what the biggest one that always comes up in a debate after a little while is race car drivers. Because seriously, they don't really do much athletic, but you need to be fit to do what they do. So it's like, are they athletes? There should be another term for what they do because you have to be fit, but you
Yeah,
don't do anything athletic during your sport, you know?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's more of an endurance sport
yeah. And I
because
mean
yeah,
like
like they
if you constitute something that takes like it takes an athletic ability to do, well that knocks bowling right out of there because you don't have to be a you can be a fat motherfucker, walk up with a ball and roll it down the damn lane. I've seen plenty of people do
it's
that shit.
exactly what it is. I can do it.
That's not I'm not dude, I'm not talking about you, bro. Come on
I'm
now.
just
Come on now.
saying. I mean,
It's a lot of
I'm a
sports out
chunky
there like
monkey,
these.
and
Have
I
you
go
seen
down
these
there.
chunky bastards? I was just going to use chunky monkey. Damn, you hit me. You seen these chunky bastards that play darts? They are some of the fattest fucks. They go all out and dude, no
Oh,
athletic
the other
ability
one, the other
whatsoever.
one, axe throwing.
Oh, there you go. Yep, yep, yep.
That's
Exactly,
that's
dude.
another that's another sport that man. Who in the hell came up with that shit?
Well, not only that, but
So
I mean, like you talk, you know how you talk about like your cores. You need the cores is crucial to ball, the ball throwing and how it rolls down the lane, right? If you taught cores to somebody at axe throwing, they're going to tell you about the anti-vibe core of the axe that they throw in and how it actually like helps the weight distribution during the throwing. See what I mean? It's all like, dude, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Those guys, man, it's no, that's just some whacked out shit right there.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm like that's another sport. You know, we just need to come up with a sport. That's what we need to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, well, we need to make our own insurance company and come up with a sport because seriously, we can
Insurance
rake in the
companies.
money. Insurance companies are fucking racket, dude.
Yeah, they do. They do make up some money. I mean,
God, I think we talked about that
what kind of
before, right?
capital do you have to start an insurance company? Not like a franchise, but like your own. Like what kind of?
You have to be able. You would have to be able, I would think, to actually have an office. Which, if you work from home, you don't really need the office. But I would imagine you would actually be able to have to pay off. You have to be prepared to pay off the quadruple amount. Seriously, quadruple the amount of one person's or two people's, because it would be an accident, medical bills and cars, assuming they were in the accident. And you have to learn, you would have to base it off probably just so you had like bump up money, make sure it's off a very expensive type of car. Maybe not the most expensive because they're rare, but a top end car. You know what I mean? And then you would have to quadruple that amount. And if you could cover that, that would probably be the capital you need. You can't just start out with like seriously like 25,000. I sincerely doubt that
Well,
because you'd have
yeah,
to
that's
cover. Like
because
I
that's what
said,
I was thinking.
you total another car, and somebody spends like a week in the hospital with a possible broken neck. You got to cover all that shit. So I mean, because that's what you're potentially looking at with your first client. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be prepared to cover that. But then again, your first 10 clients could cover that shit. So it's like, how do you
Yeah,
do it?
but how do you get those clients? Well, I know how you get those clients. That's fairly easy. But at
You
what?
just put commercials up on every channel everywhere. Every 10 minutes, there's a commercial.
Yeah, yeah, but you got to
I'm
have
looking at you,
capital for that
Gutco.
too.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, they've been in the business a long time. Obviously, they got money oozing out of every pore of their body. That's why there's a commercial on every channel, on almost every commercial break, everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So put up this
Anyway,
thing that you said that that we may or may not build, and
so we're ready? Are we done renting this shit? You guys settle down? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
we
So,
done renting. So
okay, so
we on to the
it's
build.
really not. It's really nothing like okay. It's really nothing like Raptor. All I was trying to do was because I didn't know what Raptor looked like. I mean, okay, wait. I knew what Raptor looked like. I didn't know how you built it. All right, that's basically it. But I thought I had Raptor in mind when I built this thing, and I was like, and I had another plane in mind in general that I saw. Was in a book or online? I'm not entirely sure, but it was another way to create fins, and it borrows tech from 332 as well. So it's like an amalgamation. I was hoping you'd kind of like it you yourself. And I was like, I don't want to look for something else for you to have to work with. But if you thought it was hot, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you didn't, I mean, I did. The thing worked pretty freaking well inside and it's easy to play with. So if you guys want to build this along with me, this thing is brand spanking new. I built the first one tonight or today at like 5 hours ago. So this will be like, seriously, I built one and it's brilliant. So and I see that it actually doesn't look much like Raptor at all. It probably doesn't build. It builds a little like Raptor, but you said that's one sheet, no cuts. You got a STE, so it's obviously not similar. All right. So you
Okay.
want to try this?
Well, I'll let you build it, and then I'll go over how to build this with my gloves on.
Okay. Okay, that works. That works. Okay.
So
So
we'll do two
let's
builds.
let's let's do this. Okay. So use the sheet here. All right. It starts out pretty basic, which I do remember you saying like Raptor was a simple design, right? And I
Yeah.
personally, I kind of consider this one a simple design. Seriously, it doesn't take much. I mean, and we're, me, NASA's there, and a few others have been doing this for quite a while. So what we find simple, you may not find simple. But I will tell you, this plane worked really freaking good. Um,
Yeah, you already building it different.
Right. I know. That's what I mean. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like you said, once I saw that, yeah. And I did watch your video before I started the show, your Raptor flight video. So like, even as soon as I saw that, I was like, I doubt it's the same thing because of the way your design was. Hell, about the only thing we do similar is fold the nose in. Um,
Yeah, but even
this was
then, you're starting with a different size sheet of paper.
right, right.
So
So
yeah, the top looks the same, but oh, you're talking about that. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
But yep, I know. Yeah, mine's still different
Okay,
because
so you folded the triangle in.
yeah, because yours is a little. Yep.
Yeah, this is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. You guys are just jumping in. It's still a standard 8.5 by 5. We started out with the landscape fold and put the
Eight and a
two
half by
triangles
11.
on. 8.5 by 11. Yeah. or A4, no, 8.5 by 11 inches. Hey, Mark, in the background, could you tell him like while I'm doing that, can you pull up like centimeters or whatever so that they can follow?
Oh,
Like again, we got to make this more
okay.
international. So, what is an 8.5 by 11 to everybody else? Because I keep forgetting it. We gotta
Would you
we gotta make
so
a
you
better
want to
effort to do
do
that.
so you want inches to centimeters? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I believe that works better for everybody else. Because obviously they use the metric, so we're the only
Inches,
idiots in the world.
inches, not interest, inches to
So yeah,
cent.
it's a standard American sheet, so it's stupid. So you
So
can
it's
cut your A4 down to it.
21.59 centimeters by 27.94 centimeters.
So basically a 21.5 by 22 centimeter sheet of paper. Okay. That's basically what our standard sheet in America constitutes because we suck. All right, so I took that sheet. That's our standard sheet. I folded it. You did the landscape first, and then I gave it the two triangles, pretty standard fold. Then I folded it down in. This was kind of the semi-crucial part. I don't think that it matters, but keep in mind I've only built one of these, so I just know the tip goes
Yeah,
beyond the initial triangle folds. And if you want to know from the edge, it's almost 8.5. Ironically enough, it's almost 8.5 inches long with this fold. So if you get it to about 8.5, you're in the ballpark.
yep.
And okay,
And
so you got it this way.
A4 is relative. It is
It's
21
close,
by 29.7. It's eight.
right? Like
It's eight and a
it's a way more
quarter.
exact
Yeah,
number.
it's a 8 1/4 by 11 3/4.
Yeah, it's like just so we can't make it with ours. Because like you'd have to cut one side and add another. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it
have to.
doesn't.
Yeah. So the A4. So yeah, you would have to take like an 11 by 17 and cut it down to A4 size if you wanted to do that.
Oh yeah, so I just messed up again though. So I said 8.5 inches. So it's basically that same size that he gave us. So it's like 22.5 centimeters long when you fold the triangle. I gotta keep that in mind. We gotta keep that in mind. Okay, so it's gonna make our show slower because we're gonna try to keep you updated on the
Oh my
centimeters there.
goodness, my hands are cold up here.
Okay, so the next part actually, I folded it down, but what you want to do is all those folds that you made, put them to the outside because your next fold is going to tuck those all away. Okay. So you got your triangle, you folded your triangles in and the triangle down. Now they're on the outside. So let me take this, and what you want to do is you got this little line that's forming here, right? So give yourself a fingernail and give yourself like maybe a centimeter or so, maybe a quarter of an inch for us, maybe a little bit longer. I wouldn't go to a half inch because you're forming your nose, right? So you bring it down to there, and if you followed along during the burst aircraft, you'll kind of see what I'm getting at because I borrowed some burst technology for this. Only this fold. So you take it, you fold it down after holding that spot in the nose, but this part of the triangle you want to meet your center line down here. Okay, so you're folding it down so
Oh,
that you
so
got a
so
little bit
that.
of a snub nose starting.
Yep.
Yeah, and then this stops right at the keel, the center line of the
Yep.
fold that you made. So that you have this droop going on here, right?
Yep.
Okay, but that also decreases the slant that you're dealing with in the back of the aircraft. Like if you built it a standard size and it went all the way to the back, then
You'd have the delta
and that kind
diameter
of
pretty
says
close.
right, right. So there'd be like no flat area. And in this one's case, actually, you're going to get rid of some of that flat area. So anyway, once you've got that, duplicate the fold on the other side. And obviously, as you can see, Mark, it's like nothing like wrapping. But we knew that
Yeah,
from the
I mean,
start.
I've kind of done that before. Um, I've done something similar to that before, but
Okay.
it didn't
Okay.
come out like what you're showing right now. Like, I mean, that
Okay.
fold I've done right there, I've done that
Yeah.
fold before. But what I built didn't work. So
Right.
this is
Okay.
obviously not what.
Okay. Now, what you want to do, like, I showed you this before, and you can do this. Like burst is typical. And NASA's over there. He always has to kind of worry about like we always kind of worry about poofiness. We're trying to get rid of shit like that. So, and again, if you followed along with the burst, you realize like you could do some damage to the plane without technically doing damage to the plane. Here's where I recommend it. If you have the stapler, you staple the nose, which you will keep, so it's handy anyway. So staple the nose so that it holds the triangle that you made here, and then this pocket so it keeps it down. Go ahead and put that in there. and like you could parallel the center line, but then also put a staple here at the back, right where that joint is. So you want to kind of get it so that it like goes below the center line and into the center line. So it's like at an angle because you're going to take that staple out. The whole point of this one is to literally hold this together when you fold the wings so that it doesn't poof. Because if you do that, you can control the poofing of the wing pocket in this because that's held down. And when you fold the wings, you could just follow it on out. So that one will come out. That's just to hold this. Now, if you can figure out another way to do that, like a binder clip, which I don't recommend because you're going to fold on top of it, be my guest. But I just figured stable and be ready to take it back out. Okay. So,
Have you
one,
tried leaving it in?
well, number one, I built one. No, not yet. I have not tried
Oh,
leaving
okay.
it in.
Well, try to leave
I
that one in
figured
and
it.
see what it does.
It is. I might. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that because I flew the one. Like I said, the one I built without it is freaking golden. So, okay. So anyway, you're folding the wings. There'll be a slant, and again, only built one. It actually kind of borrowed a little from OAE. I had a pretty high fuselage. I think at the back it came to like a full inch. And Mark, what's a full inch in centimeters? Is that like
Um,
two something? Two and like 2.1?
it
I can't
was
remember.
2.54.
2.54. Okay, so
Yep.
it's 2.54 centimeters. I think we'll go a little bit shorter than that. Let's go with like we'll probably go with like a 3/4 in the back. So a 2.3, 2.2.
Nope.
And
1 point. So you said so
three
0.75.
quarters. Yeah,
So
0.75.
0.75 would be 1.905 centimeters.
Okay,
So
so just under 2 centimeters in
yeah,
the back.
almost 2 centimeters.
And the front, you kind of take down, like I said, it's going to be slanted. So the front, you can take down, but not much. You're not going down to like where the stop, where the snub nose stops and goes into the. It's like up here, so it's a very subtle slant because this thing seems to
And how
want more
high is that?
fuselage. The little snub is only actually it's a half inch. It's exactly a half inch. My snub here is exactly a
So
half
that's
inch.
1.27 centimeters.
1.27. Okay, so I say to try to get this 3/4 of an inch here. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just giving you a ballpark because I'm pretty sure the one at work is over an inch in the back,
That
and the slant is a
that
little
was
bit more
weird.
or a little bit less subtle.
Java
What
wanted
happened?
to Java wanted to take over my computer for a minute there.
Mm.
I'm like,
And if you notice, I
nope,
don't know if
not
you
at
could
this
see that.
moment.
I don't know if you could tell that from my lighting or anything like that, but the back of this particular sheet is really crinkled. And I wouldn't want to leave it on if this plane was like normal, like it would be, because there's a lot of like creases right here that would probably cause flappage, but like making flaps that I wouldn't necessarily want. But luckily, that's going to go away. So
Yeah, because I
here's,
noticed that sheet had already been folded at some point. So
yeah, yeah. Ironically enough, this is like one of the, uh, what do you call? I had this, this was like an estimate when I had my hard drive repaired, when it, or actually not repaired, but I had the information pulled back off of it when it died because my cat destroyed it. So,
oh, that one. Yep.
yeah. Yep. So, okay, so you got that, right? You formed it. You got your wings out. It's kind of like you make them nice and crisp, but it's crucial you kind of get that fold back out and even because the wings will start to want to like arc a little bit. And you don't want a full arc to the wings. Okay. But you need to unfold it. And now would be a good opportunity to take your staple out if you were going to. But Mark said leave it in. So I think I'll leave it in on this
I
one.
mean,
Well, it can be removed at any time, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah. I mean, who knows? I
So
mean, it
no harm,
might.
yeah, no harm to try with it in there. Might as well. Okay. So now you need your scissors though. All right. So okay, this part is the part that made this one unique because again, I'm thinking about going no, like a lot of you know me, I like some tail, trying to get away from anhedrals and winglets. So and again, this was borrowed from the planes that I saw online that I have a book on. Well, I mean, there's a design of the book. So what you want to do is you want to cut
Oh,
about the halfway part of the end of the wing here that you got, right? And you want to cut it down probably about that inch again, I would say. Yeah, go with an inch, pretty good. However you want to cut it. You can cut it this way, cut it this way. The one that I cut at work, I cut this way, but it's very subtle. So I'm probably gonna, I don't know. What do you think? What
do
should
it
I do with
again.
this one?
Yeah, do it again.
Do it again?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So
you
I'm gonna
already
cut.
have one variable in there,
Yeah, right.
which is
That's
the
true.
extra staple. which
Well, I
isn't
mean, but I can
a
take the
ton.
staple out. I can take the staple out.
Correct.
But you're right. You're right. No, we'll do that. We'll do that. It's already a different variable. I haven't built it out of this paper. The other paper I built at work is actually stronger than this one, so it's already a different variable. Just building it out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, about an inch, about the what did we say? 2.97, right? Centimeters.
Uh, yeah, I think that's what that.
I mean, it could be 3 centimeters. It could be
Yeah,
a little bit shorter
2.54.
than that. 2.54. Okay, so it could be a little shorter than that. It could be a little longer than that. That's up to you. So you make the cut. Like I said, I'm making an angle towards the back of the plane, towards the rudder. About an inch. Okay. Now, the other part about this is okay. So you made that cut. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a cut to take that piece off. Um, and this is the other part. Okay, I cut that also at a slight of an angle. Um, a little bit less. I don't know, about the same angle as that, but towards the back of the plane. I'm gonna do the same thing here again. So
Okay.
it's
So you're basically
um,
cutting like a deanhedral and cutting it off.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm,
Okay,
interesting.
so you got this piece off there. Hold on, let me tell you. That way you kind of got an idea. This piece is it's an inch and a quarter. It's an inch and a quarter long off the trailing edge of the wing. So that's where I started my cut to meet the other cut that I made. All right, in case you're following along. Inch and a quarter,
Is 3.175.
3.75. Okay, so now, okay, you got that. You got that. So now, hold your wings back
3.175
down.
centimeters.
Hold your wings back down, because these two pieces that you just got are going to go straight up. You're going to fold them along the body of the plane,
Er?
because these are your tail fins. And they're using part of the wing pockets because you need the wing pockets to reinforce the tail fins. Okay, there we go. Got that.
What? Oh, that.
And now while you have it like this, the final cut, which is like small, remember I said we're going to get rid of these creases? I basically just kind of gave it a very little bit of a slant to bring it like this. And you can keep it while it's down, so you could slant the rudder just a hair. So it's very subtle. That's like probably 0.2 centimeters. It's probably not even a quarter of an inch that I traded out. Yeah, it literally is not. It's like an eighth of an inch. So you got that there. And believe it or not, that's it. That's it. You unfold it. Make sure you got some nice tight
Oh,
folds
okay.
there.
Yeah, that is completely
Yeah.
different.
And then you fold these up close to straight up. And that's it. That's what you got.
That is interesting. That is definitely different.
It's
Completely
definitely
different.
different.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
completely different.
But that's how it comes out, and it's so easy to play with. Okay, because of how you formed it. If you followed along, you got like this trailing edge like section here to play with. That, like, if it decides to corkscrew or dip into the ground, you just flip these up. Or if it decides to pull up and stall too much, you can dip these down just a hair. And one of the other things, make sure you play with the the tail fins a little bit, because I don't know if y'all remember talking about this a long time ago, but as you see, if you look dead on with it, God, this is so awkward. But you see how they kind of curl?
Yep.
They have that little curl in
I
there.
was gonna say that.
Yeah, you want to try it with this one. You want to try to take those out just a little bit. So like I usually use the fingernail technique, just like rub against your finger with one and like press, and it usually comes out like the curl goes away.
Yep.
Look,
Yeah, that
yep.
one's
So
yep,
it's
that one's pretty much gone.
yeah. So that's how I take those out. And I left it in there for the first couple flights, and again, I'm not entirely sure if that actually solved it, but it flies a hell of a lot better right now without those in place. So I'm thinking it did. But anyway, that's it. I mean, you have it like that. Play with it as you will after that point, but you have the design that I built. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this one because, as Mark said, I have not done it with a staple in there. So let's see what this does. Oh, oh, holy shit. Oh, maybe I should be leaving the staple in.
I mean, it was just a
Oh,
thought because I mean, it's gonna
oh,
hold it down. It's gonna hold it down more, so there's less resistance.
indeed. And it did. Okay, what it does, it went the entire distance of the rooms here, so it hit the wall. So obviously it has distance. It did wobble a bunch and try to barrel roll, but it didn't complete it. So there's a little bit of lateral instability, probably because of the extra weight at the area that it is. Probably doesn't have enough vertical surfaces to fight the extra weight. Because that dip that you made, the dip, if you followed along and put that little dip into it, that
Hmm.
also acts as a vertical control surface. It's kind of like a ventral fin, but it's probably just not enough, which is actually easily remedied even without removing the staple by just increasing the size of the tail fins. Could be bigger. So interesting. All right, I like this. Hold on a second. Let me go grab it. Let me go grab it. Easily went the entire width of the room, though. That's pretty nice. It just rocked. Okay. So, which is good because, like, I don't know if the way you guys did it, but the way I did it, if you see there, actually, I got a little bit of a lip where, at the edge of this is. At the one I built at work, of course, I had no lip. The tail plane actually came right to that cut. Yeah, that, and just make my tail fins a little bit bigger. And that actually will probably, in theory anyway, solve the problem.
Yep. And then you just need to take out that other crease.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, of course, if you crease good, it's a little bit harder, but that's what they made fingernails and other hard surfaces for. You see NASA's every now and then, if he does this on his shows or how to build and stuff like that, he'll usually use a device, which is obviously perfectly acceptable and a pretty good way of getting a little crease into there.
Yep. I mean, I've been using the mat mostly now because I've got the technique down and
Yeah.
making it easier. But
Okay.
I got to get in front
So,
of this heat because it's stinking cold up here. Oh my
what's your
goodness.
temperature up there right now? 0 or something, or below 0?
Oh my goodness. Oh. Ah. Let me
I can't
freaking.
believe my farmer's almanac your ass, dude. I was talking about this at work today. I was like, dude, I was literally telling my buddy about this and saying, like, you know what's going to be? It's going to be a harshly cold winter with little to no snow. And sure enough, I mean, I don't know about you, but we've got like about an inch of fucking snow on the ground and it's bitterly cold.
No, we gotta. We when we got that first big one, it dumped about a foot of snow. Um,
But you haven't got a lot since?
no, we haven't gotten a lot since. That other one
Yeah.
that just came through missed us. It went south of us. It hit Minneapolis and then went further south into Iowa and all that crap. So it
Yep.
missed
Yep.
us. It might have had a
Yeah,
few flakes, but I mean, and honestly, it didn't
you
make a
like how at
difference.
the beginning you like how the beginning of the week it actually said it's going to get like 5 inches or more, and then by the end of the week it's like, oh, you're not going to get anything. It's going to miss.
Yeah,
Bastards.
right. The current temperature right now is -1 degree Fahrenheit.
Oh, so you don't
The
even have a temperature.
yeah, and that's not including the wind chill, um, which is what is really making it cold right now.
Well, I'm hoping you don't feel. Hey,
I
maybe
don't
it's
feel the
colder
wind
because
chill,
you
but
left
it
your window.
does make a difference as far as the outside temp.
Well, I was going to say maybe you left the window open from the summertime, and maybe that's why it's so
No,
cold.
no, I wish. No, it's just the lack of insulation up here
Ah,
because it is literally just wood and more
wood.
wood and studs. Um,
Yes, yes. And the bigger fin solved the problem.
um, because it was saying, what is it right now?
Get that plate. Hold on.
What
Check it out.
is
And we
what
get the
is it?
plane.
Oh, let's see. Friday evening, 1 to 3 inches of snow. It's currently -2, and it feels like -12 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't know about you guys, but these big films, these
Big
big
films.
fins, these big fins, the exercise definitely worked. Oh man, straightened it right out. No problem. Nice glide. What do you think, Mark? You can build this thing?
I'm
You can build
actually.
this.
I
You
mean,
can
I
build this thing. I mean, I don't mean right now. I just mean you can build
yeah,
it though, right?
I
Okay.
could. Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
goodness,
Wasn't
this
like
freaking
overly complicated, and I
sucks.
wasn't stupid, right?
No, 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 no. Is actually fairly simple compared to most of your designs, honestly. Not that
Uh,
you're like, 'cause even phase isn't like overly complicated. It's just like once you start putting all the tech on it, then it starts getting kind of more complicated.
yeah, right. I
The,
got
like
you.
the later ones, yes, the folds do get a little bit more complicated, but they're not super difficult.
Well, it just,
It's
it
more
just,
of the tech that when you start, you got to cut it at this angle, and you got to do this, and you got to like to put the all the other crap in, and then you can get it to where it actually looks like it's supposed to, and then you got to fiddle with it to make it actually fly right. That's the other problem. Is once you do all that tech, then you got to mess around with it to get it to work. That one doesn't have a ton of stuff to really mess with,
yeah. Right.
so it's fairly
Well, hey,
simple.
when you, yeah, when your new designs, that's how they always start out. They're pretty simple when they start out, and then they
Yeah,
just like start slathering a whole bunch of crap on them.
yeah. What's the hourly right now? It's freaking stinking. What? It's supposed to be -4 in an hour. Freaking stupid. It's gonna drop 3 more stinking degrees in the
So
next
yeah,
hour. Oh my goodness. It's like ridiculous, man. And
bro,
I've got the stinking um I've got stinking what's it um the burner going for the stinking wood, and it's just, man, I'm just I'm just done. Like, I'm cold.
Oh man.
See, tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow is going to be stinking cold. Friday is supposed to warm up a little bit, and then it's might snow,
Right.
and then Saturday is supposed to get cold again, and then Sunday, and then Monday is supposed to be more snow. Um, doesn't say. Cold with snow possible. Freaking -14, -15. And then, of course, next week, next Thursday, it's supposed to warm up into the 20s again.
What the hell happened? Did the show recycle or something?
So, I don't
Did
know.
you see that?
Oh,
Guys, are we back? Are we okay?
yeah, that's weird. It must have. I mean, I didn't push anything.
Okay. That's really strange.
It
Unless I
is
just
really
came in at
strange
some
because
point.
I didn't push it, but
It,
maybe I don't know.
like when the timer cut off, it actually went into a recycle mode. I don't know.
I don't
Well, no,
think
it was
so,
good.
but it doesn't normally do that. But
No. Robert's in here. Hey, what's up, Robert? And you're right,
oh,
Abby. You're right.
weird. It did go back because I must have clicked on something because the chat's gone.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it like recycled the chat.
I must have clicked on something. I don't know where though. That's weird.
We'll see it and end up having to fix it in the show as usual. And you're Abby, you're right. It is kind of like a north. It's almost like a no rear fuselage, but I after practicing with some of those too many times and learning that wasn't the idea, it's obviously got a fuselage back there. I can't you can cut that out all you want to, but I guarantee you it won't fly with a dick. So
Yeah, you're
I
not gonna get. Yeah, it's not gonna. That's
yeah.
weird. Okay. Well, whatever. Um,
So Mark, what okay. Wait, is it something like it's not gonna like it's not like a frequent occurrence, is it? I mean, like
no, like
we're
I mean,
stable, right?
I just I don't know what the heck happened. Like I could have clicked on it like as I was moving the mouse over to give you an update on the stinking weather. Oh my goodness. Oh, all right. Let's time to.
All right. So show us well, I mean, can you, Mr. Mittens, can you show us a quick rundown of Raptor there
I
or
can do that. All right.
you got to
There it
bro, you
is.
just got to there it is. You got to break down and get a damn heater or two, man, seriously.
I do. I've got to work on.
You could be so much more comfortable up there, seriously.
I need to be much more comfortable up here. Um, I'm
I mean,
just
you're right. The insulation obviously gonna make a big difference, but I mean, actually, the heater would make an immediate
the
difference,
heater would make
quick.
a huge difference. All right, so let me take the tape on this one was falling apart anyway. So let me
Okay.
pull this
What
off.
number is that? Do you have a number on it?
This is number one.
It's number one?
Yeah, this is number one.
Shit. Well, hell, it might be time to go to the palace anyway, unless you get more
Yeah,
flights out
yeah.
here.
I mean, that's half the reason why this one was. Oh, frick, it's cold.
You don't have to be out that long.
No,
Just
it's
doing a
not even
quick
that.
rundown.
This is cold.
Oh.
The table is cold. Like I don't want to touch it. My fingers are numb. I love this, guys. I'm doing this for you. Just know that I'm doing this for you.
He's doing this for us, people.
Okay, so I'm gonna unfold this now that I got it, and give you the dimensions of the sheet of paper that you're gonna need because it's not a standard sheet of paper, as you can see, because this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and we are gonna go.
Which, if you again, like, yeah, you heard us before. It's shit.
Oh, maybe I did cut. Maybe I did cut that in the back.
Did you cut that in the back?
I must have.
Oh, now you tell me. He
I
had all that going on.
I must have. I thought I folded it differently. Honestly, I did. I thought I folded this differently.
Okay, but it
Um,
turns out it's just the way it is.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
all
cut
right,
I cut that into the back,
you
which
cut it.
I didn't plan on that. So this is. Let's see how far across we are because we're still at 11. We're still at
Okay,
11 length. So this is
damn it.
one, two,
Trying to get my fast
three,
pack ready here.
four,
Fast pack.
5, 6, 7, and 3/4, almost 8 inches across. So is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so no, 6 3/4. Sorry. Wait,
6 3/4.
wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3,
He's
4,
measuring.
5, 6. Stay still. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4. I'm
Six and three
losing my
quarters.
mind. I'm losing my mind.
It's because his fingers are cold. It's 17. It's 17.1 centimeters. So a little over 17 centimeters is the measurement he's got across there.
And then it's 11 down, 11 inches down.
Okay, so yeah, your standard. So he did cut it a little bit.
Yeah, I cut a little bit off. And then you fold it in half. So you fold
Okay.
it in half to be able to get your triangle fold. So once
Okay.
you
Yeah.
get yeah, you fold the center crease because you got to picture that there's more paper down here.
Right. Right.
So you fold your center crease, fold your triangle fold. Then
Did
you instantly, and I've started doing this a lot of it. You fold this back along the leading edge, fold that back up. Then you fold another triangle fold down to get your wing pockets.
Okay. You
Then you
started
take your
doing this recently?
yeah, I started doing that fold recently. Viper's got it as well. That
Okay.
flip up fold. That where you take that triangle back up, and then you fold this down, and this fold right here is what is it? How many inches down is that? That's 1, 2. That's a 3 inch fold from the tip.
From the tip.
From the tip, it's 3 inches down. You fold it flat, and then
Okay.
it comes down just a little past the wing pocket. Then at this point, um, you fold it up, and you're gonna have this extra back here. You basically take a 45-degree angle, and I just cut it about a 45-degree angle back up to the wing pocket from the the rear,
Okay.
and that's going to give you your triangle back here, and then these are mm, a little over 1/4 of an inch.
Holy shit. All right.
So these are really tiny, and you just cut those at straight as straight as you can get it down, and then you just go a quarter of an inch over. Um, oh, and down is going to be about an inch. It's almost an inch down into the wing, and then a quarter of an inch over.
Okay.
So, and that's it. And then you just, I oh, and the fuselage, the wing. I should say the wing is straight, and it's a half inch fuselage.
It's straight. Okay.
Yeah, it is straight, and it's a half inch fuselage. And then you just put one piece of tape, two pieces of tape, um, in the front to hold the nose.
1.27 centimeters.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, that's Raptor in a nutshell.
Okay.
That was a quick.
That was a quick rundown. That's all we wanted, people. We just kind of wanted a quick rundown because
Yeah,
I wanted to
you got
compare the
you
one
got
that I made.
yeah, you guys got two for the price of one tonight. So be
That's
looking.
right. You got my brand new bird, and you got I mean, Raptor's basically one of your brand new birds.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, Raptor's only a couple years old.
Well, a couple years old. This is like, hours old.
Yeah, less
You
than
really
12.
got one. Yeah, you really got one of mine that's factory freaking fresh, people.
Yeah,
That's
that
we
was
could
number
call
two
that
right there.
yep, we could call that an exclusive because seriously, this plane is not even hours old. You are joining me on this journey. We're going this together.
It's number
Whatever you
two.
guys built, whatever you
It's
guys
new.
built.
It's number two. It's not a turd, but it's number two.
I imagine a lot of stuff can be done with something like these, like Raptor, of course, but like this
Yeah, I
too is
mean,
like anytime you
Raptor's got
can.
so many options because you can still fold anhedrals on this from those triangles at the tip. You can still fold that flat 90 degrees, maybe a half inch in, and fold them down, you
Right.
know, right along here, and then
But you
fold them down, and
but you
then
also have the option to like make those strakes. You got the wings bigger, smaller, even. Yeah,
yeah,
something like that,
yeah,
longer.
you can make them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can make those longer. I don't know if I would make them. Yeah, you could, but I could definitely cut them all the way into the fold of the fuselage. I could make them longer, taller, basically, and cut them that way. I could even do it twice and then leave that fold there, and then have like a staggered like up and then over type. I mean, there's so many options. I mean, and then you could even cut into these wing pockets and put strakes here if you really wanted to. Um, you could put straight. You could also flip them underneath as well, which I've thought
All
about doing.
right.
I haven't done that yet, because it flies just like that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does fly. So it's really not about.
Hey, dude, really, as long as it freaking, yeah, I mean, it works, but like you said, you obviously wanted to work with it. The straight fuselage comes to mind too. Like you could slant it, you could spider slant it, you could other slant it, there's so many options. There's so many options. Hell, get winning it would be getting out there and just freaking flying it and seeing which one works the best. But obviously, with it being -1, you're kind of not inclined to want to do that.
I don't know why she's sending me this. Why is she sending these to me? She's messaging me all these rentals.
Who is? What is? What's going on?
Oh, I think I know what she's doing. Never mind. I don't know what she's doing. She sent me like a million of them. Hang on.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, all right. So yeah, people, what the hell? That's not what. Where? Okay, I'm just trying to find it. There it is. Okay, sorry. There it is. Here we go. I know, Abby. You said the school's closed. What is it cold right there? Planes, planes, planes. Hell yeah, brother. You know that's what we all about, man. You know that's what we all. I like to you. Well, maybe you're not at work right now, and you'll be off Friday and Saturday. We might just be able to get KIA involved this weekend. I was like talking with him over the weekend about getting the show started, so something like that on the
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, jeez. Um,
What rentals? Like chainsaw rentals?
no. House rentals in Florida.
Oh, why is she sending you these? And who is she? Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does she mean to send you these?
Yeah, she did. No, I'm just reading the message real quick,
Oh,
and then really do if we say, but is
if
she
you
talking
get
about
this.
like I need to go have a conversation with her. Not right now, obviously,
Yeah.
but 'cause damn it, you're gonna intrude on my shit if we. Damn it.
These things happen, brah. These things happen, brah.
I mean, I know that we're planning on buying another house down there anyways, but it's not the point. The point is like I ain't trying to freaking go down there every single year right now and spend all this damn money.
I mean,
Like
why? Yeah, what is she all about like that for? She's the one that's like,
it's fucking
didn't she
cold
want
up
to be
here.
up with her parents?
It's fucking cold up here, and we're like I'm running out of goddamn firewood. Okay, I'm about ready
Well,
to
I know,
just
but
say screw it,
like you
sell the
said,
house.
she's the one that isn't she the one that wanted to be up there by the parents and shit, the family and stuff?
No, actually no. It was kind of a mutual thing, but no, we did not want to be near family.
Well, then why'd you go up there?
We're not that close. We're still two
Well, I
hours
mean,
away.
you could have picked a lot of places, a
Well,
lot of
I
places.
tried to go to Georgia. I tried to go to Georgia,
Ah, see, okay.
but
Wisconsin
she's
is
not a fan of Georgia.
Florida is not that much different. It's just a little bit more Hispanic.
It's well, it's not even that. It's the weather. So she said if I'm gonna deal with the cold, which obviously we know the South doesn't get as cold as it does up here, but
Right.
you don't get the guaranteed chance of snow every year down south. Even though it gets into the 20s and 30s, it just gets cold with no snow. And you know that
Well,
from even being in the Carolinas. Like you're not guaranteed to have snow every year.
yeah, but if you're gonna have cold, why not have the snow? I mean, the snow is not
It's
even the problem. The cold is the
exactly,
problem.
exactly. So she said, if we go somewhere where it gets cold, I want the snow.
Yeah,
So like the only other option was to come back up this way. And
gotcha.
I do
Okay.
like the Northwoods up here. I do like it. Like it's peaceful outside. Like I don't have but two neighbors, and like it's quiet.
It's quiet everywhere up here as long as you're not in the city. It's quiet where I live. I live in
It's not quiet
what
in town
constitute.
though. I will say it's not
I live
quiet in
with.
town.
How can it, dude? You got a population of 1,600. How the hell can it not be quiet? What is
20.
everybody shooting everybody over there?
It's 2,500, and no, it's just too many people. Too like
What the
there's.
fuck, dude? You came from a place that had 250,000 people.
I'm talking
Oh, it's
about like
2,500 quiet.
in the relative means of yeah, but I still had an acre and a half by the time I finally moved out, like
I
to the
mean, dude,
country, and so
I live
it was
with a
still
population of 5,300, and it's quiet as fuck in this town. Nothing goes on here,
really. There's cars and
dude.
see people are constantly driving through.
Yeah,
So
we don't get that.
there's truckers constantly going through, and there's people from the cities constantly going through, and like
Now, when's the last time I couldn't see them?
yeah, like the businesses may be closed and shit, but Like the gas stations are still open, the grocery store is still open 24/7, and people
Yeah,
are
but so
constantly coming and going. Like because
your freaking grocery store is open 24/7?
yeah,
Mine closes at 8.
no, mine's open 24/7.
Of a town with 2,500 people, you've got a 24/7 grocery store.
Yeah,
I got 5,600, 5,500, and ours can't even stay open that long.
yep,
Our quick trips don't even stay open 24 hours.
yeah. Our gas stations don't, but actually,
What are you
yeah,
living in Lebanon? Jesus Christ.
but
I
no,
thought you
that's what
said
I'm
it was
saying.
peaceful up there in the Northwood.
Well, it is if I'm not in town dealing with the businesses and
But you
stuff.
don't go to town every day.
I'm there almost every day.
Well, that's your own fault.
It's not that I want to. Right now, I'm going to physical therapy 3 days a week. So I've got to go tomorrow, and I got to go Friday, and I go Mondays.
Can't believe that
So
keyboard was that dirty. No wonder it was like not working at the time.
so and then Tuesdays is usually horse riding lessons, but we stop going for the winter because it's too stinking cold. And then Wednesdays we got the kids staying at church, and that's it. So we we take them, drop them off, and get a little peace and quiet for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Um, and then of course Saturday and Sunday I'm chilling at the house because I've been running around all week.
Yeah,
So
got you.
and then of course Saturday, like if I am working at the house, and which I'm usually working out in the yard or something, and like right now I've been cutting all this stinking firewood. Um, like I may have to run in town to go to the hardware store to go get something,
Well,
or
again, then you're going to deal with
we have to
people unless
go.
you build your own.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, like,
or we have to go grocery shopping, and I try to do that during the week. But then I don't like doing big grocery shopping lists like during the week. I hate it. Like I'd rather just take my time because during the week I'm rushing to fight, the get home before it's dark because I hate driving at night at this point. Not that I hate driving at night. It's just that especially around here, there's way too many stinking wildlife out at night, and I'm not trying to. I almost smashed into a deer a couple nights ago because the stupid broad wants to stand out in the stinking road, and it's all icy and snowy and stuff on the road because they don't come down that our road, so like it's still like just packed down ice and snow. So I lock up the brakes and I'm sliding down the hill, and I've got my high beams on, and the deer's just staring at me like she's like, oh, like no, I'm not moving. And I'm like, you better move. And then I start honking the horn, and finally she jumps across the road and out of my way. And then thankfully the other four that were standing around her didn't jump out in front of me. I hate dealing with that.
yeah, you have so much. You hate dealing with that.
I
Oh my
hate dealing.
God, you.
I mean, that's the epitome of like besides city people coming up here and you know clogging up our town on the weekends and holidays and stuff.
You hear this, folks? He doesn't like people. He's in constant pain. He doesn't like dealing with deer when he's driving. So why don't you just give up? I mean,
I'm
my God, there's
close,
nothing
man.
left,
I'm
bro.
close. I'm close, man. I'm close. I'm like, that's why I'm like, if she didn't fall in love with this stinking house, I would have already sold it and moved back down south.
I was talking about life. I wasn't talking about the house. Jesus Christ. It's like you can't be a part of life without driving or grocery shopping or deer or people in general. It's like,
Oh,
what do you want
I
to,
can go
you know what?
without. Well, I don't
There's
really
another
want to go.
planet out there. You could always like just hop on a shuttle and get like to maybe the space station or the moon where you don't have to deal with deer and hardware stores and physical therapy and all shit like that. You could just like, live out there. That way you really truly can get some peace and quiet.
Well, and
And,
that's the other thing. Like, if we would have bought the house that was further north, like an hour ish north, then I would have really been out there. Like, I would have had 120 acres out in the middle of nowhere. And I did have plenty of flying space out there because, yeah, it was woods, but there was a good probably 4 or 5 acres that was completely cleared out on that property.
wait. But then you'd have to deal with deer.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely be dealing
Huh.
with wildlife like crazy up there. But, I mean, I'd be able to fly a little bit more on a regular basis. So it might be worth it.
Got you. All right. All right. All right.
Right now, I'm
Fair enough.
stuck fighting these trees.
Yeah, well, the trees are going to start losing because you need that wood.
You're right. I gotta go cut more. I mean, once I get through cutting the ones that are already down, hopefully I'll
You
have
see,
those finished tomorrow and or Friday.
well,
And
while
if I
you at
have
it,
that done,
make
then
a paper mill so we can actually get some paper out of it. That way you can keep us in paper forever.
I thought about it, man. That birch tree that I got back there, man. It's oh man. Even though it's not dried out yet, it's it's got some clean wood, man. It's the one that was basically leaning towards the garage that like basically right out the window that's behind me or in front of me or whatever you want to call it. But is right there and it was leaning and it was making me nervous and like it needed to go because one of these storms probably would have made it fall into the stinking garage.
Yeah.
But once we cut it down and I had the guy cut it down and now I'm cutting it up and looking at it, I'm like, man, this is some clean wood. Like it's just nice and like just just it's like butter, man. Like I could just like man, I could just make sheets
Straight
of
butter.
paper out of this. Like I could just make sheets of paper out of this and just like just oh man, I just like I don't even want to burn it because it's like man, it's so pretty.
He's talking straight butter, people. Straight freaking butter.
And oh man, and the chainsaw cuts through it like it's butter. Like yeah, this chainsaw is a 60 cc motor on this thing and a like I think it's a 20 inch bar or something like that. But it is a beast of a chainsaw. Um,
You see those ones? Have you seen those ones that like there's like battery powered, but actually battery powered chainsaws?
I
I
was
don't think I
looking
could
at
ever
them.
trust a battery powered
I was
chainsaw,
looking at
man.
them, and I am a little nervous. They did have an electric one too at the rental place, and I was like, nah, I don't know if I can.
Electric is electric is one thing, but battery powered, I could just see getting through maybe a quarter of the tree and then like dead. I just
Yeah,
don't
and they
see
were
how
like
that would
20. They were
work.
like 20 volt. They were like 20. I think some of them were even 12 volt, but 20 volt chainsaws, and I'm like, I just don't know if that's gonna work for me. Like,
I
yeah,
don't
it's
think that's gonna work
probably
for
lighter.
anybody.
It's probably lighter, but I just don't know if it has the power. Like, that's my concern is that it doesn't have the power, and then I'm gonna have to keep swapping the batteries out so fast. Like, and they're not gonna be
Well,
charged because,
yeah,
like, I'm just gonna
yeah.
end up burning through the battery, and I'm not gonna have six batteries laying around just for my stinking chainsaw to be charged all the stinking time while I need it. No, like I don't have that. I'd rather just pour the gas mix in there and put the bar oil in there and call it a day. I don't care if I gotta spend freaking $4 a gallon on gas or whatever the price is whenever I gotta buy it. I mean, it's not that
You know
right
that's
now,
right. You know
but
that's right.
it's freaking 3.15 a gallon right now for regular, and it's like, well, whatever. I mean, that's I don't have a freaking choice. Like, I'm glad my truck takes freaking almost $100 to fill up. I'm so happy about it.
They are so man. Sorry
Who
to get a
doesn't
little
enjoy
bit off a
dropping
rant.
$100 at the gas station just on gas? I mean,
I'm
I
sorry
love it. I
we
love
kind
it.
of
I
like
live for it.
ranting a little bit, but I'll tell you what, like I have to admit that the one thing they're doing right is at least that. I mean, because you got a whole bunch of dumbasses that are going to raise prices on a whole bunch of other things that are going to kill us. But at least they won't raise the gas because if they raise the gas, we're going to be screwed. They took the last recession to heart and they realized that like well, here in America anyway. I mean, it was a global recession, but it didn't really tank until they decided to raise the gas prices, which drove everybody into the
Well,
house.
yeah, because it
Nobody
was
wanted
the
to buy
same year I
shit.
moved up there, and gas prices were 4.25 a gallon.
Yeah, and it's like they. I don't understand how like the blind led the blind to the point in this economy where we're like, I'm sure it'll be all right. And big oil is going to lead the way, and they fucking screwed us. And basically, that's what they said. The housing bubble burst. It did, but that was like icing on the cake. It's like, oh great, so now that you did that,
But the
now you're going to
housing
make it
bubble
impossible
burst
for
in
anybody. That's like
the
everybody's going to
housing
like
bubble
not want to
burst
go
like
anywhere.
4 years prior though. That was in 08, 09.
Yeah, that's what I
And
said.
those
The
gas
recession. Yeah.
prices didn't go up until 2012.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what pissed me off because I was finally back at work and I had just moved up there to Milwaukee and I was barely making freaking ends meet up there. Like I was struggling. Like I was doing okay, but I wasn't like making a ton of money. And like that's where we lived because we could barely afford what we were living in.
But then we had, but like
And
I
then
said, like
and then the
now it
gas
cracked.
prices were through the roof and I mainly survived because the winter wasn't that harsh. It was gone by February. The snow and ice were gone by February, which was a freaking fluke, and it warmed up to like 60 degrees by March, and I was able to ride my motorcycle to and from work even in the cold days because I only worked, 5 minutes down the road.
Damn, I don't remember that.
You don't.
remember that.
Well, I remember
No, I don't
getting
remember.
there.
I don't remember 60-degree days. When the
It
hell was that?
it was 2012.
I know. I like when the hell like
It
I'm
was. It might have been 40s, but it still was like the snow and ice were gone by like the end of February,
okay.
and then it warmed up, and it didn't come
But
back.
like
And then
but
the
like I said,
and then the next
they
year when I
seem to
moved to
learn.
Minneapolis, and then the next year when I moved to Minneapolis, that's the year it got 35 below, and it dumped snow all the way up until May. And then I said, screw this, I'm going back down south, and I was gone for 10 years.
Some people aren't built out for this kind of weather, bro.
Believe me, I'm still struggling. I'm trying to get used to it, but it's the days where it was like in the 30s just like a couple days ago. Like I was like, okay, this is warm. Like I'm just like I can go outside in shorts and I don't really want to, but I could.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what we told you. It's like you get acclimated. You just
I
acclimated.
Yeah,
Remember when you
but
said you couldn't believe that? That's what happened because you know now that the new cold is 0 and 30. Fucking feels warm when you can add to 0.
yeah, it does. And that's what it's still like it's still hard for me to get used to it. Like I mean, it's not hard, but it's still tough like trying to like all right, am I cold right now? Like yes, I'm a little cold, but it's not terrible cuz I'll even start sweating it like that. When it's 20, 30, 40 degrees and I'm wearing a coat or something like that just to keep the wind off of me. Like I'll start sweating cuz when I was out there cutting the wood, I was dying. I was sweating like crazy out there.
Well, yeah, because you just
And
can't go for a walk in the park and expect to stay warm. But if you work out there, yeah, it's gonna be.
but
Yeah.
and today I was bundled up like crazy because it was below zero when I was out there cutting, and or right around single digits like 1, 2 degrees when I was out there cutting, and I was not sweating. I'll tell you that. I had 4 layers on. I was not sweating, and I was cold. I wasn't I wasn't freezing like I am. I won't say that I'm freezing right now. I'm colder right now because I'm not moving as much. My feet are colder because I'm not
Which
moving
is
as
what
much. My
the
hands
Raptor
are
thing
cold.
was only. Which is why the Raptor thing was a highlight, people, and not a build. Because like Mr. Bundled couldn't really get out to, you know what I'm saying, just get in there and build the damn
This
thing. He's like, I can do this, I
is
can do this, I
cold.
can do this, and let's go back.
Yeah, this thing is cold, and I've got these insulated. These gloves are insulated and thick. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, these gloves are insulated and thick. Yeah, they're cheap gloves from Amazon. They're like $12, but they work. Like they work like crazy. I've got 2 pairs of these. I got this one that is nice and clean that I wear for coming up here or like going out, if I'm just gonna go to the store or something. And then I've got the ones that I use that I've already ripped and gotten filthy that I use outside. And I'm gonna buy another pair because I've got a basically one of them is all ripped up and already messed up from slinging wood and all kinds of other crap.
But anywho,
Yeah,
like
you
I
guys
said,
got a
no, the
little.
point.
You guys got
Yeah,
a
you
little bit
got
of
a
everything tonight.
little bit of everything, you know. Yeah.
So
Hobby keeps talking about that phase 3 tutorial. Like, dude, I gave you the phase 3 tutorial. Where is you at, man?
You got to go back and go watch the video.
You gotta watch the video, bro. It's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch it, catch it, catch it.
So I'm 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 just saying that
Which means, of course, I gotta go back through this crap and do the same thing, But hey, whatever, whatever. I'll take care of that problem.
yeah, I already updated the title if you didn't notice.
Yeah, I did notice. That's cool. That's
So
cool.
that's all ready to go. Yeah, you just need to put the
I take it you haven't had a chance to like go through our descriptions in the past yet. Is
no,
that
I
yeah?
haven't done that. No, not yet. I haven't.
Okay.
And because I haven't even finished editing my video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got to fix that damn problem, child,
I
don't
gotta, I
you?
gotta, I gotta, I gotta finish editing that video. Like it keeps giving me problems, so I'm just like, at this point, I'm just frustrated with it. It's not. It's more the program than anything. Like it just keeps freezing on me. So I've gotta get your roundels, people.
Get your roundels, people.
just,
I'm
I
telling you,
just,
man.
just yeah. The reason, yeah, we could put that in there. One,
I'm gonna hold
one,
this up. I'll hold this
one
up for
hour
about
and
30 seconds.
38, almost
Oh,
39 minutes. Get your roundels.
get your roundels. I would tell you about anniversaries, but we have none. We got a pretty big one coming up this next week. Actually, truthfully speaking, tomorrow. But yeah, like or at least a core group, kind of like NASA's, has his big anniversary right about
Yeah.
that the turn of the year. Missile is coming up. It has their anniversary. The bulk of their fleet comes up tomorrow. There's like 4 aircraft.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, he's got 4 aircraft that like active duty that were rolled out. Oh wait, he's got a bunch, but all his are retired. So
He's always got something retired. He retires them like 2 days later. Where's he been lately?
I don't know,
He
man.
like
Robert,
fall.
you
He
heard
like
from him, man?
no, but like he like fell off the planet or something. Like or he's just lurking in the background, don't want to say nothing.
I mean, either one is possible, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
Or
we are out there.
he got
We miss
banned
you.
from watching us. I don't know.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. If
I
anybody was
probably
like,
said something. I probably did. It's all my fault. Did I do that?
did I do that? Nah, but you're all right. You're all right. So
So yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. So got a little bit of that there. Like get your rondels. If you really want what I said, I'll send you the link because I got me. That's actually the template sheet. This is the sticker sheet because as you can see, of course, there's 3 of them missing. This isn't the only sheet. There's another sheet now. There's a few are missing, but I haven't fully marked up. But get your roundel, people.
Yeah.
Going out
Get your
there.
roundels. Yeah.
We built a couple planes and stuff, so um, yeah. I'm gonna try to get you on. Like I said, hopefully I can get KIA rebooted here because again, he does have a channel, but he doesn't have like a dedicated channel yet. So we're hoping to work with him on that this weekend, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a show here, cross reference with him on board, get something built, maybe. Mark, if you can come aboard, it'd be appreciated, but you might be busy. It's fine. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I will say this week and this weekend is me catching up on the wood chopping.
right,
Like
right.
I'm trying to go pro lumberjack here, so I got to get all this
Okay.
wood cut. Like, and mostly, I mean, I'm just running low, so I got to get it done because I don't know how much I'm gonna need. Like, and I need to get a lot cut, like just in general,
Right.
because I'm gonna need it next year.
You're gonna need it next year. That's
And
right.
depending on how what she needs to tell me or we need to discuss whenever I get down there, it sounds like she's talking about like going down for at least 1 month during the
Okay.
wintertime, which is fine, cool. It'll give me a little bit of a break. It'll give the wood a break. It'll give the burner a break, and all this stuff.
It'll just make the house super fucking cold when you get back.
Yes, I mean, that's really what I gotta decide is when, like, because if I shut it off, then we're done. Like, I can't turn it back on until the springtime because I shut it off in December and almost screwed myself because it froze the lines outside.
Oh, yeah. See,
And I
so
had to have
yeah,
a guy come out and help me. Thankfully, he didn't charge me, and I just threw him $20 because that's what I had in my wallet, and said, "Hey, appreciate you coming out," because he was actually the one that installed the new system that the previous owner had paid for when we were moving in. So he came over to take a look at it because I was getting a couple of different error codes, and the system wasn't even that old. And I had just gotten back from Florida after being gone for about 2 weeks, and then
damn.
I came back, and in my mind, I shut the power off to the burner because I didn't want the water to go out to the burner, not realizing that the water was gonna go out there and stay out there and freeze in the line. Because I didn't think that, like, the system was still going to do that. Like, the water was there. Like, I wasn't going to stop it from going out there, and it was going to go out there and then just freeze because that's the way the system's set up. It still was running out there, but when it ran out there, it froze. So then the loop between the burner and the main system had just frozen, and there was no water. There was no water heating up.
Damn.
So I had that problem. And I thought by just turning on the burner and heating the water back up that it would thaw it out because the pump was still good and it was still pumping hot water into the pipe, but it wasn't pumping it hard enough and hot enough to melt the rest of the line.
These are the issues up here, people. These are the
Yeah.
issues up
So
here.
so we had to basically um, pump water one direction into the line, and then we went outside and pumped water into the pipe the other way, and it finally pushed and melted all the ice um, in the line, and then I was able to fill it up and then reheat the water, and then I've been good ever since. But then I ran out of
So
propane, and then I ran out of propane the same day, and so I have no propane heat. If
why
I,
not?
it's they're charging an arm and a leg just to come out. It's higher than gasoline prices, man.
Oh yeah, they were saying it was going to be pretty bad. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
there's no reason for it, and nobody wants to come out without charging me almost $100 to test the system because I I may or may not, like, I don't know if the previous owner bought the tank or if he had a contract with some company that said they're the only ones to fill it up, and he was renting the big 500-gallon propane tank outside. Well, I'm not paying a monthly bill on it because I was never told to. Nobody's called or sent anything to the address saying you owe us X amount of money for the propane, that's sitting on your property. Nobody's tried to come get it, so I'm assuming that it's paid for. But because I don't know 100% for sure, hardly anybody wants to come out. And two, if they do, they want to charge me like $100 something to test the system to make sure it's safe to fill it up. I'm like, it was freaking working in full when I bought the damn house and I ran out. Like, it works. It's not leaking.
Yeah.
Like, what the? Like, and it's just they want to make even more money. And it was already going to cost $400 to halfway fill the 500 gallons. It was like 200 to 250 gallons of propane was going to cost me over $400. I was
I
like,
sell propane.
you're freaking nuts. Like, I'm not paying that because it's not, that'll last me 2 weeks. A full propane tank, if I ran it just to heat the house will last me 30 days. And I'm not paying $1,000 a month to heat my house. I'm not. That is ridiculous. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Yes, I could supplement it with the wood, but that's what I'm doing right now. Except that if I don't put the wood in there and then keep it going, I have no heat instead of it switching over propane. So the $1,000 fill up could last me longer, but it's still going to last a total of 30 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still only going to last, even if it's 2 hours every night or 4 hours every night that it's running. You add that up, it's still a total of 30 days by the time I'm done, and then I got to fill it up. So it may take 3 months to hit that 30 days, but $1,000 every 3 months, that's still freaking almost, it's $333.33 and 34 cents on the next one. So then you can get to your $1,000 every 3 months. No, I'm not doing that. That's like ridiculous. Like, I mean, I just don't see it another way. But that's another rant, people. You know, you guys have been listening.
He had to get in on that.
Sorry, like I'm just frustrated. Like it's rough.
Apparently, people.
It's rough
Apparently.
up here. It's cold, man. I'm just trying to get used to it and trying to settle in and live this life. But see, once I get this winter in, and then I start with next one, like I'll have a routine down and I'll have a system down and I'll have hopefully enough wood cut because I'll know how much I need.
Well, yeah, dude, it's just your first. That's the whole thing. It's like
Yeah.
you're just testing
And
it out. You know,
and I
you don't know what to
that
expect.
yeah, and I thought that the basically 2.5 cords of wood that I had were gonna be
I'm looking
enough.
back on it, Abby.
I thought
Right.
that was gonna be enough, and it just wasn't.
I'm checking it out, Abby. I'll tell you to link it when I can here, show you
And
like what's
people are charging an arm and a leg to buy firewood. They're charging almost $100 a cord for firewood.
Well, yeah, because
And
again, like
and
people are money grubbing whores too.
yeah, and that cord of wood is gonna last me 2 weeks. So that's $200 a month to buy firewood. To then still pay my electric bill because I gotta pay my electric bill. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, my electric bill is cheaper when I'm burning wood and I'm not using. But if I don't keep the house, if I don't keep enough wood in there, the fan kicks on to, for the heater, and then it just blows cold air, and then it's just constantly blowing cold air because it's trying to warm up, but it's blowing cold air instead of hot air. So you shut it off, and then it starts dropping like 1 degree like every 30 minutes in the house. So then, yeah, like within the I mean, it might have even been faster. It might be every 10 minutes that it drops 1 degree, because I don't think I had it shut off for a full hour when I was trying to heat the water, when I was trying to heat it back up, and it dropped like 5-6 degrees in the house, like super quick. It went from like 70 down to like 64, like in a matter of, it felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's a pretty good drop right there, people. That's a pretty good drop.
Oh yeah, it sucks when you're already cold and 70 degrees doesn't feel warm because you've been freezing your butt off outside. You come inside and it's still blowing cold air and you're like, crap. I'm trying to heat this house up. But anyways, I'm done with my rants. I'm sorry. I'm cold.
Are you sure?
I am. I think I'm done. And, you guys make sure you get your roundels. I need to do that as well. I ain't done that yet, but I got to get around roundels. And you guys, have fun. And what were we going to say, man? What were we going to say? What was that new?
Fine.
No. We ain't saying that yet. What was that new catchphrase? You said, do something, keep it flying. Stop fucking around. You know what I was saying. You said it last week.
Wait a minute. Did he say do something? Do something. Keep flying. Yeah, that was pretty good. We should do that.
No, that ain't what it was. It was like keep keep building, keep them flying or something like that.
You're pretty good, man. You're pretty
No,
good.
you're man. Don't make me have to go watch the dang on video. What was it?
Well, it wasn't keep him flying, or I mean, it was keep him flying, but it was like,
But you
um,
said something before
uh,
that.
but I did say something before that. I said, I said, you should further ideas, like build something daily, or at least like build something new, think of something new, get new ideas, and then
Keep them flying.